Okay, so I've been doing some reflecting when it comes to the people I've been interacting with. And every time I meet a new person or even an old person, somebody from my past that comes back into my life, I recognize each time what it is that I'm supposed to be learning. And each time it's kind of like an upgrade. Okay, this is the lesson I need to learn. And all of it's a reflection to do with myself, everything that I've been through, all the lessons that I need to learn when it comes to myself, my triggers, past traumas, and how they're current in my adult state. So these individuals that I meet, it's almost like a mirror effect, which I've stated before. So recently, I was talking to an individual, and it's reminding me exactly this person's gone through something similar to myself when it comes to their own parents, and it's reminding me exactly why I press so hard, why I'm such a critic for myself, why I'm so hard on myself, constantly pushing as if me, myself, and everything I have to offer is not good enough, which is obviously not true. The amount of unconditional love and the amount of talents, gifts, and abilities that I have, there's nothing wrong with who I am. There are some modified behaviors and things that I've learned or old programming that does need work on, and traumas that do need to be healed within myself, of course. But me, myself, is good enough. I was always good enough. There was never a question about that. However, growing up, it would seem that I was given breadcrumbs, and that was taught to me to be good enough in exchange for all of me, everything that I had to give. So I got used to seeking that in other people around me when I met new people or I had friends or even coworkers or anything. I always sought the bare minimum from them, and I gave them everything in exchange of myself for their attention, even if minimal, or even if they didn't fully respect me, or even if they didn't fully mutually exchange energy with me, or even if they didn't treat me a certain way, as long as I was getting breadcrumb, the bare minimum, that's what I believe to be acceptable. That's what I believe to be something that I deserve in order for me to give all of myself, which I realize now in this day and age. I realize once I found my value and my worth that was not true, that I did not have to give all of myself to people that were just willing to give me bare minimum or just breadcrumb me, you know, the bottom of it, so to speak, or the leftovers, or the broken cookie, or, whatever it was, that I am worthy and deserving of far more than that, that I am worthy and deserving of much more in my life than I ever gave myself credit for, than I ever expected from anybody in return, that I am deserving of all the good things, all the seeds good that I've sown, all the opportunities, and anything that's energetically coming in towards me. I no longer reject that. I am open to receiving those sort of things, and I have understood now that when it comes to other people that are showing me these things, it's a lesson for me to learn. It's there right in front of me to see as well. And it's whether or not my ego is prepared to drop its barriers, its defenses, in order for me to see those lessons, to take the self accountability and do the introspection and understand the lesson that needs to be learned, so I can transmute the negative energy, which is, in fact, my trauma, which leads to the triggers that I brought with me into my adulthood. So currently, that's what I'm experiencing right now, is like the final stage for me. The most difficult thing, the most hard thing that I've had to learn was the fact that I am worthy. I do deserve good in my life. When I achieve when I do amazing things, when I set out and reach my goals and I am accomplishing so much and I feel that good, I'm allowed to feel that good. I'm allowed to feel proud of myself. I'm allowed to stand in my power. I'm allowed to carry that energy without guilt, without remorse for feeling that I should be less than or I should be in lack mentality, because I don't. I do not need to be in a lack mentality, and everything that I think I need, I do already possess, I do already have. And it goes far beyond the extent of anything materialistic, monetary wealth or anything like that. It reaches far beyond that when it comes to what it is that I seek. But anything that I need to fulfill myself is already within me. And that is definitely today's lesson for myself. I can finally understand that the people that I'm meeting, if I ever felt that in a sense I was not good enough for them, that I may have been, no, not may have, I was projecting that onto them for seeking them to be their best version of themselves without truly seeing that the struggles that I personally went through, I realized how difficult it was, and I realized that they too need to go through that as well, and it's not just that easy. So in order to expect them to do that for themselves, it was almost like me sort of reliving that energy that was projected onto me growing up, as if I was not good enough. And that is not true. Any person that I've come in contact with, I've never had any animosity or hate for them, but I did always seek them to be the best versions of themselves. And unfortunately, when I spoke, there was no filter. I never ever saw an individual as less than, no matter who it was, even those who have abused me or hurt me or treated me poorly or anything like that. I don't view them as less. Even if I see their darker side or their lighter side, I still don't see them as less. I still don't think that they are not deserving of even my energy. I still don't think that they don't deserve a chance. But I have to respect myself and keep my boundaries and do what's best for me and what serves my highest purpose, right? So any individual that I've ever made feel a certain way due to their own insecurities because of who I am and what it is that I stand for, my energy that I put out, my projections also may have been a cause for certain people to walk away from me, and I understand this fully and I take full responsibility. But just know that if I've ever spoken to you and triggered something in you, that it was not my intent to harm you. It was not my intent to make you feel less than, and it sure as fuck was not my intent to drive you away or scare you away or judge you in any way, because I've gone through more than enough myself, and I'm not here to make you feel like a pile of shit. I'm trying to get you to understand that there is so much worth and value within yourself, and I hope that you see that, and I hope that you recognize that, so never ever again do you ever feel like you're not good enough.